G'day all you mad gamers, I'm Mad Mikey and I come from the land down under. And in today's gaming news opinions, we're going back. We gotta go back, Marty! Because there is another retro console being announced today and I'm pretty darn excited about this one. We'll also be talking about what Nintendo will be showing over at Gamescom 2017 in a couple of weeks. And it got leaked, finally, the PlayStation 4 5.0 update patch. And don't forget guys, it's not just the gaming news, it's my opinion.
Mad Mikey Gaming.
Welcome gamers to the Gaming News Opinions for the 10th of August 2017, the show where I just go around the internet and grab little bits of information and news that interest me, and then I come and bring it to you full and complete with my own opinion. And don't forget, if you do like today's video, don't forget to hit the just give it a love tap today, the like button, if you like the video, share, and if you don't already, subscribe, and there's a little bell there on the main page for notifications, so click on that one too, so that you don't ever miss an episode of Mad Mikey Gaming. So as I said out the front of today, it has been reported that a company called Apollo Accelerators, they are a company that actually make just little sort of boards, you know, gaming boards, 4-year-old Amiga gaming system, gaming entertainment system. And it's come out today that they have got a new version coming out called the Viper version 4. Now, it's not just the actual accelerator chip that they give to you. So basically what this company does is it's just basically a new board for your old Amigas, basically. So if you've still got an Amiga sitting around at home or whatever, you can open it up and put in this board, and it boosts the performance of the well, you can't really call it a console, of the computer. But they've announced with this new Viper series that they will not only just be selling the board, they're actually going to be selling a system as well. So welcome back to the 1980s, guys. This year we're getting the mini SNES, which was actually the 90s, but you're also like Sega, Atari box. There's also a Commodore 64, which actually got done on a crowdfunded site. I know that my brother-in-law actually ordered that one. He's a huge Commodore fan. I remember I was a Commodore fan back in the day. That was my first video games experience. And to be honest, I'm pretty excited about this Amiga because my next door neighbor had an Amiga 500. And whenever I'd buy a Commodore 64 game, the box art would always show the Amiga picture screenshots on the back of the box. And they'd always have two types. They'd have the Commodore 64 and they'd have the Amiga. And you'd always know, you knew in the bottom of your heart that the Amiga pictures were the best one and the Commodore 64 would be getting the lesser of the picture. But in some instances, they didn't actually tell you which ones were which. And you kind of just thought, oh, maybe that's what it's going to look like. So you could expect my disappointment when I got home and took that half an hour to load whatever new game it was that I'd bought. Man, I loved Batman the movie back in those days. Quick story, went to a family holiday up to Queensland and we used to drive all over the place. So this was a good sort of 18-hour drive from where we used to live at that point in time. And when we were on holidays, I bought Batman the movie. And for that whole time, that whole drive back, I read that manual front to back at least twice or 3 times. And I just remembered looking at the back thinking, oh, is it going to be the good picture? Oh, please let it be the good picture. But it wasn't. And my neighbor didn't really like sort of playing the Amiga that much, so I never really got to play it that much because we were all out, you know, doing what normal kids did back in the 90s, out the front, kicking the footy, playing some cricket or just playing water fights and whatnot. But yeah, I'm excited for this. There's actually no pricing available on it. If you do go to their website, it just has a coming soon. There are a few specs that I'll sort of show around for the people that care about those things, but I just think it's really cool. There's actually also no word on whether it's going to be HDMI cables or what sort of connection you're going to need to plug this in. but obviously it's going to go into a TV or monitor. Obviously one would hope that it would have HDMI, because that's obviously the main one these days. And while we move forward into the future, we just got out of the DeLorean. Marty, we gotta go back to the future. Moving on to Gamescom. Sorry about that, guys. Gamescom is coming out in a couple of weeks, and Nintendo have announced that they're going to be live streaming quite a lot of their games. They're going to be obviously doing Mario Odyssey, which I think they showed quite enough of that at E3 this year, and I don't think that they really need to show any more. Enough people are excited. Maybe bring out a new trailer, or if there's a story trailer or something that they can show. But I think that them streaming more gameplay of this is just a bit too much. But that's just obviously my opinion. They'll also be having a Metroid Day, where they will be obviously playing the new Metroid 2DS, 3DS game, or whatever you want to call it these days. So that'll be a big stream. But the one that I'm most excited about is the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 stream day, which is going to be on the third day. New footage of all these games is going to be live streamed if you obviously can't make it there. And to be honest, Xenoblade Chronicles is going to be one of my most anticipated Nintendo Switch games coming out this year. I really love their open world RPG, just their cutesy stuff. I hope we don't sort of get it like we did with the last Xenoblade Chronicles, where they sort of give the Japanese audience a certain style of game, but then sort of, you know, prude it up for anyone else, because apparently we don't understand and don't understand why they would wear less clothes in Japan and more clothes elsewhere in the world. I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to start from August 23, so that's, yeah, about 2 weeks away. And in the final bit of news today, there has been leaks of the next PlayStation 4 5.0 firmware update. And to be honest, I mean, it's not looking anything exciting. I mean, they've got a lot of interesting thing there for streamers. For Twitch streaming, you'll be able to do 1080p at 60 frames per second. You're going to get the ability to block users. You're going to be able to follow like official people, like game journalists and just celebrities. You can just follow like me or Larry, Harry or Hugh or whoever it is that you want to follow. You don't actually, so if you send them a friend request and you don't get a request, you can still follow them and see what they're up to, or what if you've got the same interests, those sorts of things. Hopefully there's no sort of stalking that comes out of this, but it should be really interesting to see what the final product is. Again, I don't think that this is all it's going to be. I think there's got to be more, like maybe they're going to just pretty up the front pages and things like that, but other than that, I mean, it's not really going to be doing that much that you would expect from a big like 0.0 update from PlayStation, because they have normally done it. Remember, this is just a leak, so there might obviously be a bit more. That's all we've got there at the moment. As I said, a bit underwhelming, the fact that it's just there for streamers, as much as I sort of prefer to stream on the PlayStation 4 these days. But let me know, are you excited about this new PlayStation 4 update or any of the news that we've had today? That is it for today, guys, so I hope you've enjoyed today's show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on the socials, which is down in the expanded section down below, and I'm gonna go be playing me some more of Hellblade. Let's look out for the stream a bit later on, guys, if I've got time. But until then, I hope you have a fantastic day gaming. Just letting you know that there won't be a shit I'll probably never play this week. Again, I don't have that much, and the only other games that I bought have been digital, so I can't really show them here, can I? So they'll probably be replaced by the shit that I am playing, which will be a stream at around sort of 10 o'clock at night here, Australian Eastern Standard Time. But until then, guys, I hope you come by and say hello, and I will say goodbye. Bye, guys.